Order. Member for Mildura.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Health. Can the Minister guarantee that Mildura Base Public Hospital, Mallee Health and Community Services and Robinvale District Health Service will remain independent boards and governance and not be merged under this government?
Order! Order! Order. Ask the Premier to come to order. Minister for Health.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I thank the member for her question. I know she's only recently arrived in this place and may well not know that, in fact, it was a Liberal National Government that privatised Mildura Hospital, privatised the hospital. And it was the Andrews Labor government that brought it back into public hands. So let's be clear. There would be no public hospital in Mildura if it were not for the Andrews Labor government. Let's be perfectly clear.
Minister will resume her seat. The Manager of Opposition Business on a point of order.
Speaker, the member asked a very direct question asking for a guarantee, and the minister, I take it, is providing more context, but I'd ask the minister if she'd return back to the question.
Order. Premier.
The member for Mildura, as she's perfectly entitled to, has asked a question about the Mildura Public Hospital and the governance of the Mildura Public Hospital. And as a public hospital, and it's not always been a public hospital, the minister is perfectly entitled under the standing orders to go to exactly that, the governance, the ownership, the fact that Mildura Public Hospital is for patients, not profit, in her answer.
Minister for Health was being relevant. I ask her to continue.
Yes, thank you very much. And as I was pointing out, we now have a public board managing a public hospital. They are appointed by myself as the minister, but they are an independent board who are able to have conversations with other health services whenever and wherever they like. But let me say this to you. Speaker. It is very, very important that the new member for Mildura not fall into the trap of the member for Ouyen, who deliberately went out to cause fear and concern in her communities to the detriment of the health of her community.
Order. On a point of order, the member for Caulfield.
Thank you, Speaker. I'd ask you to bring the minister back to answering the question. Question time is not the time to attack the opposition, and I would ask the minister to please come back to answering a very important question about ruling out these privatisation of these hospitals.
Order. I do ask the minister to come back to the Mildura.
My answer, Speaker.
Minister has concluded her answer. The order. Premier, Leader of the Opposition. Member for Mildura on a supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker. On behalf of concerned communities, Minister, can you guarantee that by maintaining independence of health services in the northwest corner of Victoria, there will not be a loss of services such as childcare and aged care services in Ouyen, that are run by Mallee Health and Community Services?
Minister for Health.
Thank you very much, Speaker. The Andrews Labor government continues to make all decisions informed by the needs of communities from right across Victoria, from Mildura to Swan Hill to Ouyen. We will keep delivering for the people of rural and regional Victoria. And can I say we will not be privatising aged care services like those. We will not privatise health services. We believe in public health services for all.
Order.
Oh dear.
Order. 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 Member for Lowen on a point of order.
Thank you very much. I ask you to bring the minister back to the question that was asked. It was a very narrow question. Can she guarantee the services currently offered by Mallee will continue to be offered into the future, and those important services, including childcare, will continue to be provided? I ask the minister to come back to answer that question. Can she guarantee it or not?
Order. A point of order is not an opportunity to repeat the question. I ask the minister to come back to the question that was asked.
I'll be very clear. Our government is not in the business of cutting
Order,
services.
Minister. The member for Sandringham on a point of order.
Speaker, on a further point of order, members are entitled to be heard in silence. The member for Lowen was on her feet, legitimately raising a point of order, and she wasn't able to do so in silence because of the wall of noise being perpetrated at her by those on the government benches. I'd ask you, please, Speaker, in further opportunities when those points of order are raised, to please do your best to remain to keep the government members especially in order.
I think that there has been disruption on both sides of the chamber today, and I don't place blame on either side for that. Obviously, I would ask all members to be respectful of those on their feet, as I have said consistently through question time today. The Minister for Health to continue. That was not a point of order.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I can assure the member for Mildura that our government is not in the business of cutting, closing or privatising services to rural and regional Victoria, in direct contrast to the record of the National Party in this place.